From Colby College in Waterville, Maine, the second last series of the regular season for the Mid-Maine River Pigs, who come in at 6-7, hosting the Mid-Coast Yard Goats, who are 4-11 overall. Both these teams will be in the playoffs this season. The 10-seed Mid-Maine River Pigs as it stands, and the 15-seed Mid-Coast Yard Goats. Both these teams coming off of wins. Both these teams coming off of big-time wins. Mid-Maine swept a doubleheader here last week against the Bangor Mets, 9-2 in Game 1 and 11-5 in Game 2. And on the other side of things, the Mid-Coast Yard Goats clobbered Gorham Gashouse Gorillas 14-2. And these two teams set for a slugfest today. The Mid-Maine River Pigs starter today will be Drew Stanley, who's 0-1 on the season with a 7.78 ERA, and he will be facing a lineup that is as follows. Leading off will be Cameron Morrell. In the 2-hole will be Ethan Sharrard. Batting third, Sam Ashuak. In the 4 spot, Isaac Hayden. Batting fifth, Ethan Berkowitz. 6th, Brandon Morrell. 7th, Logan Orr. 8th, Jordan Daigle. And 9th, Joe Ashuak. And we're set to go here. An overcast day. Both teams wearing their primary uniforms. And the first pitch from Stanley is in for a strike, up and away on the fastball. And the count is 0-1. 0-1, sharply hit towards third. Art Kopp fires over high, and it will go off of the fence of the away side dugout and safe on the throwing error by Art Kopp is Morrell at first base. Leadoff man aboard. 282 hitter Morrell is. Didn't have to utilize his average there. Matter of fact, it'll go down a little bit. That'll be Ethan Sharrard, a 372 hitter, trying to pick him up here. Sharrard leading his team in doubles. Swings at the first pitch he sees and sends it just foul down the third baseline. Sharrard, a right-handed hitter, does have that power. Mentioned the doubles. He's also hit a home run. One of 2 guys on this team that has. The cleanup spot hitter, Isaac Hayden, in the hole, has also hit a home run this season. The 0-1. He checked his swing, took a ball just high, and the count is 1-1 to Sharrard. A fastball that bounces away, down and away, and it gets away from the catcher, Evan Touchette, and over at second base now is Morrell, as he's able to get back into scoring position on a wild pitch. So 2 balls and 1 strike now to Ethan Sharrard, just underway here in the top of the first. 0-0 the score. Inside pitch misses low. And it is a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike to Ethan Sharrard. Runner on second is Morrell. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Yard Goats looking for the first run of the game. And it could come there, but it won't, as it's bounded over towards the shortstop. Lefty Bellows fires over to first in time to get him. Runner advances down to third base, and there's one down here as the 3-hole hitter, Sam Ashuak, will get his first cuts. So Ashuak standing in as a 250 hitter, 3 RBIs on the season with a double. He has the lead standing 90 feet away. Strike 1 dealt on the outside corner. 0-1 count. And Stanley back to the delivery. The righty deals and induces a foul tip straight back. 0-2. Morrell stands at third base after reaching on the error by the throw, the third baseman Art Kopp. Reached second on a wild pitch, and now third after the ground out by his teammate Sharrard. A swing and a miss on a fastball for strike 3, and there's out number 2 as Ashuak goes down. And here comes the cleanup man, Isaac Hayden, a 237 hitter with plenty of power in the bat. He has blasted a home run this season. Also has some good wheels. 9 stolen bases. Trying to deliver a run in the top of the first. Get Mid-Maine going, Mid-Coast rather, going early as Hayden swings and misses at an inside fastball. 0-1. One on, 2 outs. The 0-1 is popped up and well out of play. Nobody's going to play that one as it goes well past the stands here. And it finally crashes off of some tin. 0-2 count. Runner on third base is Morrell. Hayden doing the batting. Stanley trying to put him away and get Mid-Maine to the bat rack. The 0-2 from Stanley is foul tipped straight back, but not into the pitcher or into the catcher's mitt, as it's collected on the backstop by Berkowitz, who waits on deck. Hayden in a 3-pitch at bat so far. 0-2 still the count. Runner on third, trying to give Mid-Coast an early lead here. 2 outs, the 0-2 from Stanley. Swung on and missed. A fastball inside that tied him right up. And back-to-back strikeouts swinging to retire the side. It is 0-0 after the top frame. We go bottom one. We'll be right back. Bottom of the first coming up. It's 0-0 ball game, and Brian Bellows will be leading off for the River Pigs, followed by Dakota Marshall, Drew Stanley in the 3-hole, Nick Booth in the 4 spot, Kyle Artcott batting 5th, Tyler Jeffrey in the 6th spot, Evan Touchette batting 7th, Ryan Scott 8th, Justin Staggs 9th, and Jay Jeffrey 10th. On the mound for the Mid-Coast Yard Goats will be Joe Oshawa. He's 1-2 with a 9.09 ERA. And the team manager will be sending out the defense behind him as follows. From left to right, it's Sam Oshawa, his brother. In center, Jordan Daigle. Logan Orr over there in right. And from third over to first base, we have Ethan Berkowitz at third, Cameron Morrell at short, Brandon Morrell at second, Ethan Shepard at first base. Doing the catching for Joe Oshawa is Isaac Hayden. And those are the lineups and starting defense for Mid-Maine and Mid-Coast, respectively. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm Evan Sharrard. Thanks for joining me here on this foggy morning here in Waterville, Maine, just past the start of the hour. Game got started at 9 o'clock exactly. And it's about 72 degrees here in Waterville. And not too muggy, so a solid day for hitters to see the baseball. We'll see how that goes. Mid-Maine's offense has been solid, below league average due to some very good offensive teams, which have helped that average out quite a bit in the league. But Mid-Maine is a 260 average team with a 385 on base, and they're also a great base stealing team with 35 of them. And they'll be taking on a team that's allowed about double the amount of runs that Mid-Maine is allowed. Mid-Coast Yard Goats have allowed over 140 runs, where Mid-Maine is in that 66 range. And so Brian Bellows will lead things off now. As the defense is set, catcher Hayden makes his way back to the backstop right in front of the umpire. Umpire's mask is down. Bellows, the lefty, stands in, and the 294 hitter is just about ready to go. His right foot makes its way into the box, takes a practice swing, and Oshawak's delivery is on the way. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses just outside and high. Ball 1 to Brian Bellows. One ball, no strike. Bellows takes a strike low and away. Now here's the 1-1. Oshawak working quickly as he deals that one away. And the count is 2-1. Oshawak's ready. Bellows takes an extra step. Now here's the pitch. Inside pitch pulled over to the first baseman, Sharrard, who will step on the bag before Bellows gets there for out number 1. And that'll bring up Dakota Marshall. And Marshall, a right-handed hitter, hitting .286 this season with 5 RBIs. No extra base hits for him, but that consistent average has kept him high in the order. The first pitch to him with 1 away, a big wave and miss. He was early out in front of that breaking ball that landed in the catcher's mitt away from the plate. 0-1 the count. There's a fly ball hit into left. Ranging over is the left fielder. Ashiwaki can't get there, and that'll be a bloop base hit about 150 feet towards that left field pole. And so the first hit of the game is tacked up to Dakota Marshall, who's aboard with 1 out as he stands on first for Drew Stanley, who's hitting a whopping .412 infield in double play depth. They'll check over at first, although an accurate throw. It was a late one, and Marshall is back safely. Doesn't have 6 steals this season. You do have to worry about him running. An Ephus pitch that misses high for the first pitch to Stanley, and it's ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on first is Marshall, just reached via the single. He's running. Pitch is in there for a strike. The throw down to second base is in time to get him. Marshall is thrown out. And so there are 2 away now after the caught stealing of Dakota Marshall. And Stanley stands in a 1-1 count now with nobody on. Brilliant play by Isaac Hayden, the catcher, to get him running. Fastball misses up and in. 2 balls and a strike to Stanley now. Joe Oshawa back to work, working quickly. Induces a ground ball, but fouled on the third base line. Barehanded over there by the current third base coach, Jay Jeffrey, making that play with his hands. He'll be batting 10th today. The 2-2. Stanley pops it up high in the air towards the third base side. Running over is Oshawa, the pitcher, who can't make the play in foul territory. And the third baseman, Ethan Berkowitz, kind of drops his head, as that was in his territory. But Oshawa got moving early. See if he can make up for that misplay of the foul ball. Right here, as the 2-2 count will happen again. Stanley catches a break as they're unable to make the play in foul territory. Another 2-2. That's lined into left field. Ranging back over there is Oshawa. Gets under it, makes the catch on some solid contact. And so 1-2-3, go Mid-Maine. We go top 2. 0-0 the score here from Waterville. So the top of the second will get underway here in a moment. But first, let's give you the Mid-Maine River Pigs starting defensive lineup. Drew Stanley, the one on the mound. He got through the first inning with 2 strikeouts. And doing catching for him is Evan Touchette, who's the fill-in team manager with Mark Beckham out. Hello, Mark. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast so far. Justin Staggs will be starting in left. Dakota Marshall in center. Tyler Jeffrey in right. And then from third to first, it's Kyle Artcop, that is. Brian Bellows at short, Ryan Scott at second, and Nick Booth at first base. So Stanley warming up again. He'll take on the 5 through 7 hitters in this inning. Starting off with Ethan Berkowitz, followed by Brandon Morrell, and then Logan Orr. And so those are the pertinent details before we get back underway here. And the music quiets down here, which signals that play is about to begin again. Both corner infielders coming in to conference briefly, and then head back out to their positions. They now converge on the mound with starter Drew Stanley. The rest of the infield comes in. Brief knuckles with the glove. And now all four infielders go back to their positions with the catcher getting his mask back on. So here steps Ethan Berkowitz, a 150 hitter with 3 RBIs on the season. Lone extra base hit is a triple this year. First pitch of the second inning is a big swing and miss by Berkowitz on a fastball that tied him up low and in. 0-1 the count. 0-1 to Berkowitz. He waves at this one. This time he lines it foul down the third baseline. Foul by about 10 feet. So early on, Stanley has been attacking hitters inside, and he's also been getting swings on those pitches, which have done him some favors. Quickly in an 0-2 count here in the top of the second. 0-0 the score. The 0-2 to Berkowitz. He checks his swing. No swing on the ball that misses down and away, and it is a 1-2 count now. The 1-2 to Berkowitz. A swing and miss, strike 3. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts now for Stanley, and he's starting to find a groove early. So 1 out here, and in steps Brandon Morrill, a 162 hitter with 2 RBIs this year. A couple of doubles to his name as well. The righty stands in, and Stanley delivers an inside fastball. That one nearly got him. And number 99, Morrell, had to hop out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes here. Stanley's 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball inside, popped up high in the air towards the third baseman, and Art Kopp snow cones it, but he does make the catch. And so Art Kopp, the third baseman, making a play that usually wouldn't be as scary. Got some oohs and ahs from both dugouts after he held on to that snow cone grab. And there are 2 away here pretty quickly in the top of the second. Here's Logan Orr, 130 hitter with 3 RBIs on the season. Orr playing in right field today, and the righty represents the 3rd out of the inning should he make it. Strike 1 dealt high and in. Stanley's been locating the fastball very early. Here's the 0-1. Nobody on for Logan Orr. He takes one down low and away, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2. Story so far has been Stanley's command. 0-2. Foul tipped as he had to fight it off. Near his hands, that ball made contact with his bat as he foul tipped it off towards the right side of the backstop. 0-2, the count stays. Stanley makes his leisurely trot back to the mound, steps on the rubber, gets the ball in the glove. The bat wags from Orr. The motion from Stanley, the strikeout from Stanley. 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings for him. And 1-2-3 they go in the top of the second. Drew Stanley has had it going on. 0-0 the score. Mid-Maine gets their chances with the bats again in just a moment. Bottom of the second underway as Ashwaube's pitch misses inside. Evan Sharrard with you here. 1 ball, no strike count to Nick Booth, the 4-hole hitter for the Mid-Maine River Pigs. He's leading off here. Ashwaube back to work. And his pitch finds the bottom away part of the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the 156 hitter. That is Nick Booth. He's got 3 doubles this year, 4 RBIs. Big wave and miss. Well ahead of that off-speed pitch. And it is 1-2 now. Ashwaube back to work as he rocks the baseball, gets a ground ball off of Booth's left foot. Is asked if he's all right by his teammates. And he is okay as it seems, is without a limp. He walks right back into the box after the foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. In the bottom of the second, waving at one that's well away. Popped up down the right field line. That's going to fall, but it falls just foul down the first base line. And so they'll do the 1-2 again. Booth had created the triangle of no man's land about 100 feet down the first baseline. Second baseman came all the way over, and Morrell couldn't make the catch, nor could Sharrard, and so they do the 1-2 again. Here's the pitch from Ashwaube. This time it's popped up, similar location, this time much closer to the first baseman, Sharrard, who makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. And that will bring up the 5-hole hitter, Kyle Artkop, walking up like it's high noon with his walk-up song. Stands in for his first at-bat today. Lone home run hitter gaps one into left. That is going to get down, and it won't find the gap as it's cut off well by Ashwaube, so he stands now at first base with a single. Kyle Artkop liked the first pitch he saw. 1 on first base with 1 out, and we get the lefty Tyler Jeffrey who steps in here. 323 hitter. 1 RBI on the year, 2 triples to his name, and Artkop is running the throw down from the pitcher who didn't notice it at first, and the umpire calls him safe at second. Heads up base running by Artkop, his 4th steal of the season, and he caught Ashwaube sleeping. So he stands at second base now with 1 out, and Tyler Jeffrey awaits the first pitch of his at-bat. Trying to extend his RBI total from 1 to 2. Swings at the first pitch. He sees, bloops it over the second baseman Morrell's head. Running around from second all the way, coming home. The throw is in from right field. It's bobbled, and Artkop scores. Mid-Maine takes the lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. RBI single for Tyler Jeffrey, his 2nd RBI of the year. Well, a stolen base with Ashwaube focusing solely on the batter allows for that bloop single over the second baseman's head to score the run. Mid-Maine has an early lead. Here's Evan Touchette. There's ball 1 up high. Touchette, a 129 hitter with 4 RBIs this season. Standing on first is Tyler Jeffrey, and foul tipping this one towards the third base side is Touchette. Count is 1-1. A check over at first base, but Ashwaube couldn't throw out Jeffrey. Gets back safely. Jeffrey, just 1 stolen base this season. Mid-Maine just took the lead on an RBI single. Now there's a bouncer up towards the second baseman, bobbled by Morrell. Throw to first, just in time to get him. And so the runner in Jeffrey able to advance to second base on a ball that could have been a nice double play, but instead Morrell just gets the out at first after he bobbled it. So 2 down with Jeffrey on second base. First at bat now for Ryan Scott today. 250 hitter with 6 RBIs. First pitch he sees is in for strike 1, up and in. A 1 count. 1-0 game. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Popped up down the first base line. Ranging over as the first baseman. Sharrard, he watches it drop in foul territory. He couldn't run it all the way down. That one was hit nearly into the away side bullpen. So quite the range he had to go. Count is 0-2 to Scott now. Ashawak trying to strand the runner at second base. The 0-2. Popped up again. This time it's going to go out of play down the first base line. Another foul ball. Count stays 0-2. So heads up base running by Kyle Artkop to steal second while Ashawak, the pitcher, still held the ball. Allowed him to score in this inning because he was driven in on a bloop single that allowed him to go from second to home by Tyler Jeffrey. That was his second RBI of the year. That's where we stand. 1-0, 2 outs. Ryan Scott in a 1-2 count after a ball missed down and away. This one nearly hit him on a ball that was breaking in, started out, and it finished down and in near his knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scott's worked it even. Trying to drive in the runner from second. Bounces it sharply down the third base line. Scooped up by Berkowitz, but it's going to be an infield single as Scott was sprinting down that line, and he's safe. And the runners are on the corners now as Jeffrey moved up to third base on the play. And sometimes all you got to do is put it in play to get on, and that was the case for Scott. 6th batter of the inning here. Justin Staggs steps in. .229 hitter with 8 RBIs. Ashawak deals strike 1 down and away. A 1 count with runners on the corners in a 1-0 game. Ball misses up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ashawak trying to strand 2 runners here and keep the game where it's at. 1-0. Bouncer softly hit in fair territory. The catcher has to scoop and fire. It's off of the top of the glove. Hayden made a strong throw. Run comes in to score. And now the second runner comes in as well, going first to home. Throw to the plate is bobbled by the catcher Hayden. It was thrown sharply down to the ground. Both runs come in to score, and it is 3-0 Mid-Maine River Pigs. And all the while, Justin Staggs just stands at first base, keen to keep his spot there. So he's aboard on the throwing error by the third baseman Berkowitz. Jeffrey came in to score, as did Scott. And excuse me, the error being on the catcher. So Jay Jeffrey is in a mid-count now. Runner on first base in Staggs. And now a ball missed well up high from Ashawak. Two outs, 1 on, 3-0 Mid-Maine, and ball 4 dealt low. First walk of the game as Jeffrey is aboard. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. And now batting for the second time today, 0 for 1 today, is Brian Bellows. Taking his cuts here from the left-handed side of the plate. Infield playing back. Runners on first and second. And Jeffrey and Scott grounded up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. It gets by. Runner coming in to score from second base. And in to score is Staggs. 4-0 RBI single by Brian Bellows. And so here comes Dakota Marshall. Well, Mid-Maine's offense has not stopped humming since last week when they put up 9 runs or more in both of the games they played against Bangor. First pitch from Ashawak here to Marshall, misses up and in. Runners on first and second now after Staggs has scored 4 runs in this inning. Ball misses down and away, well blocked by the catcher Hayden. watching the runner at second base. Now deciding to come home with it. He deals the pitch just inside. 2 on, 2 outs, 2-0 count to Dakota Marshall. They'll try to fake the runner back to second base. Oshawa stepped off the mound, but faked the throw down just to keep him at bay. The 2-0 awaiting. Marshall sends it up the middle. That is going to get off the glove of the second baseman, Morrell, and the runners are on their horses. Runner from second comes in to score now. The runner from first comes all the way around to score as well. Bellows and Jeffrey are in. It is a 6-0 ball game in favor of the Mid-Maine River Pigs. 2 RBIs for Dakota Marshall on the play. He reaches second base on the throw. RBI single for him. And Drew Stanley, the one man who hasn't batted in the inning, gets his chance now. 0 for 1 today with a line out to left in the first as he takes a pitch. Ball misses down and away. Standing at second base after a 2 RBI single is Marshall. There's a ball well inside. 3 balls now to Stanley. The pitch is bounced in fair territory towards the shortstop Morrell, who bobbled it, and he can't handle it. No throw on the play. Everybody's safe. And so defensive miscues and heads-up base running in this inning have really compounded for a large lead early. Batting around now are the River Pigs, and here comes Nick Booth for the second time in this inning. 0 for 1 with a pop out to first. Takes the first pitch for strike 1, down and away. Runners on the corners in Stanley at first and in Marshall at third. There's a strike, down and away. Lined through the hole between third and short. Run comes in to score. Jogging in from third base is Marshall. 7-0. And the rest of the runners are left at first and second. RBI single there by Nick Booth, his 5th RBI of the season. And a whopping 7 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Just the way that Mid-Maine likes it. Two runners on, 2 outs, 7 runs in the inning. Second at bat of the inning for Kyle Artkop. He's already 1 for 1. He started the scoring. Ripped a 1-out single up the middle and then stole second. Foul tips one here. So Brian Bellows sprints on as the courtesy runner for Nick Booth. He stands at first. First baseman dragged in a little bit. Should there be a short ground ball towards him? Artkop takes a strike, down and away, and he's in the hole now. 2 strikes on him. Bellows on first. Stanley on second. Popped up high in the air. Out of play, and well past the backstop by about 30 feet out of play towards the right side of the backstop. It goes. So the foul ball leads to another chance for Artkop. Pops it up off of the netting. Foul ball. 0-2 as that one went straight back. 2 on, 2 outs. A heck of a rally here in the bottom of the second for 7 runs. They've already batted around. This is Artkop's second at bat of the inning. Bounces it back to the pitcher, Oshawa, who leisurely tosses it to first base in time to get him. That will retire the second inning, but not before 7 come across the plate to score for Mid-Maine. River Pigs lead it 7-0. We'll be right back with the top of the third after a short break. Mid-Maine coming off of a heck of a rally. They put up 7 runs and batted around. They tallied a total of 7 hits in the inning. 8 hits overall in the game. No extra base hits, just stringing on singles with great base running and taking advantage of defensive miscues. And Drew Stanley heads out to the mound for the top of the third. He's struck out 4 batters already in just 2 full innings of work. And he will be taking on the 8-9-1 hitters as Jordan Daigle will step in for his first at-bats here in the top of the third. 7 for 17 this season, so hitting in the 400s. And he's also got 4 RBIs, so a sneaky guy to have in the bottom of your lineup, but also a no-pressure spot for him to continue his hot streak under the best possible circumstances. He leads off here. First pitch from Stanley is a fastball inside, popped up and diving to make a remarkable catch. What a play! Wow, Brian Bellows. Superman snow cone catch, diving towards the shallow green near the third base bag. What a catch for out number 1. A heroic play. Rule it a pop out P6 as Bellows wipes off his uniform and the umpire and the whole teams wait for him to get back. He's totally fine physically. It's just his equipment sort of got all out of whack after that. His cap came off, his pants moved around, his belt was out of line, his glove. Well, he had to make sure that the thing was, a normal glove. That catch he made was insane. So 1 out here in the top of the third. And it'll be Joe Oshawa, who's doing the pitching today. The righty stands in, swings at the first pitch he sees, and fouls it straight back off the netting, 0-1. Stanley's been great with the swing and miss stuff. Now he's gotten the help from his defense. 0-1 from Stanley is a sharp fastball that just missed down and away. Ball and a strike. The 1-1. Joe Oshawa sends this into shallow center field and running on. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even leave the infield. And that is an infield single in one of the most bizarre fashions. The shortstop, second baseman, and first baseman all converged on the ball. Towards the second base side, it landed in the green of the infield before it could get to anybody. So everybody tried to make a play on the ball, and it wasn't for any defensive miscue. It was just a perfectly placed pop-up that landed in a hurry. Oshawa 1 for 1 now. He stands at first base for Cameron Morrell with 1 out here in the top of the third. First pitch from Stanley, fouled away straight back. 0-1 now. Morrell 0 for 1, but did reach and get stranded over at third via the error by Art Kopp on the first play of the game. Oshawa on first. He's got 3 steals this season. 0-1 count as Stanley holds the ball in his mitt, now delivers. Oshawa is going. The throw down by Touchette is in time, but is the tag? It is! He's out! Teamwork there from Ryan Scott and the catcher Evan Touchette to gun him out, and there are now 2 down. Second caught stealing of the game overall, and Morrell now with the bases empty and 2 outs. Stanley back to work. Misses inside. Skies haven't moved a bit. Still overcast and 72. Big wave and miss there by Morrell, and there are 2 strikes on him now. Stanley looking for his 5th strikeout of the day. 2-strike pitch. Missed just inside. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Midcoast trailing by 7. Stanley delivers. Gets a pop-up. On the infield, Stanley calls everybody off, saying, I got it. He does got it. Makes the catch. And that'll do it for the top of the third. We go bottom 3, Mid-Maine, with a big lead early, 7-0 the score. Bottom 3 getting set to go here. Mid-Maine put up another 1-2-3 inning on the defensive side of things, and now the offense can get back to work as they put up 7 in the second. Batted around, and here's Tyler Jeffrey, part of that rally. 1-for-1 with an RBI single today as he looks at ball 1 well outside on a curveball that was never close. The 1-0 now from Oshawa. Just finds the zone. Beautiful pitch. Curveball that this time wasn't just close. It was perfect. Down and away. Didn't look like a strike from here, but that means that it was an outstanding pitch. This one just misses up high and away. 2 balls and a strike now to Tyler Jeffrey. Nobody on, nobody out. Leading off here of the bottom of the third. Inside pitch, rope down the line. That's a fair ball. Into the corner it goes. Jeffrey gets on his horse. He's going for second. It should be a double. He's struggling with it in right field. He's heading for third. He's going to be safe by a mile, and that's where he'll stand up with a triple. His 3rd of the season. Well, Logan Orr had trouble getting it out of right field, and that's why he was able to get all the way down to third base. Should have been a stand-up double, but unfortunately because of our view, we can't quite see down that wing. And so on third base is Jeffrey, and Touchette stands in batting now. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second, and an 0-1 count on this at-bat as he waved at a pitch down and away. The 0-1. He tried to back out of the way of, but you know what? That's a perfect strike down and in. And in the hole 0-2 is Touchette. Oshawa trying to strand a runner. He's got no outs, though. Waiting at third base, and now coming in to try and score. Ground ball chopped through the third baseman. Low throw into the glove and in time, but a run comes in to score. 8-0 Mid-Maine. Jeffrey is in. And Touchette put away at first base. A ground out for an RBI. That's his 5th RBI of the year. Rule it a 6-3. There's one away. First pitch now to Ryan Scott. Misses outside and high. Scott 1 for 1 today with a single. 8-0 Mid-Maine after the RBI ground out by Touchette. Now he'll loop one towards second, and caught over there by Morrell, the second baseman. Scott pops out, and he's 1 for 2 today. Now 2 down here in the third. Already 1 home, however. Now Justin Staggs will stand in. He scored a run in the rally in the second. Swings at the first pitch. He sees a fastball down the plate that he couldn't make contact with, and he's behind 0-1. One from Oshawa. Big wave and miss on a pitch that was probably a little too high up and in. And he's behind in the count, 0-2. This is the kind of inning that Oshawa needed. He'd like to take the run away, but working quickly to get his team back to the bat rack. A foul ball off the netting towards the right side of the backstop. Jay Jeffrey, the man on deck, scoops it up, tosses it to the umpire, and we're back ready to go. Infield playing straight up, 0-2, nobody on. And a pitch that misses inside and high that Staggs was able to lay off of. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. The pitch is fouled away on a line past the wayside dugout down the first baseline, out of play. They'll do the 1-2 at least one more time. Oshawa back to work. High curve just misses up and in. 2-2 now. Staggs awaits. The deal misses down and away, and the count is full. Staggs trying to extend the inning. Oshawa trying to end it, and he won't. It misses down and away for ball 4. Second walk of the day for Oshawa's ledger. Staggs is aboard again. And here's Jay Jeffrey, who is the other man who walked today, part of that second inning rally in which he scored in. Can he pick up his first hit of the day? Runner on first now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and the ball bounces into Hayden's mitt for a ball. 1-0 the count to Jeffrey. Jay Jeffrey, that is. 1-0. Pitch that was away and too far away for Jay Jeffrey to make contact with. He waves through it, and the count is 1-1. Staggs takes his lead at first, but stays put as this pitch misses up high down the middle of the plate for a take of a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Jay Jeffrey. The 2-1. It's a fastball that darts away and bounces off of the right side of the right leg knee pad, and making his way down to second base on that bouncer is Staggs. So he's safe up in scoring position now. And in a hitter's count, 3 balls, 1 strike is Jay Jeffrey. Infield playing straight up now. The pitch from Oshawa finds the zone down and in on a pitch that started out and came in at the last second. Full count now. Jeffrey trying to drive his teammate in from 180 feet away. A foul ball just straight back off the netting. And they'll do the full count at least one more time. Mid-Maine leading this one 8-0 in the bottom of the third with 2 outs. They scored 1 here in the third, and all 7 of the other runs came in that second inning rally in which they batted around. A strikeout swinging here for Oshawa. His first K of the day ends the third. A run comes in to pass. Jeffrey scored on the RBI ground out by Evan Touchette. It's 8-0 Mid-Maine. Mid-Coast trying to get some runs on the board in the top of the 4th. We'll be right back after a short break. Top of the fourth, about to get underway. Drew Stanley is on the mound for the Mid-Maine River Pigs, and he's been outstanding so far. Hasn't allowed a run, just one hit on his ledger, and he's struck out 5. And he's also got his team up 8-0. Big-time rally in the second inning, got them 7-1 in the third, and here we go with the top of the fourth. Lineup change coming in for the Mid-Coast Yard Goats. They've got Ethan Booty, who will be playing in left, and he'll be batting 10th, so just after Joe Oshawa. And right now, it's going to be Ethan Sharrard, Sam Oshawa, and Isaac Hayden in the lineup. All of which 0 for 1. First pitch, Sharrard foul tips it straight back. Sharrard 0 for 1 with a ground out towards short. And an 0-1 count here. 372 hitter coming into today's game. Infield playing straight up. Stanley back to work. The 0-1 just misses inside on a fastball. Middle of the plate and just outside. So not middle of the plate, middle of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sharrard. Fastball misses up and in. 2-1. Stanley back to it. 2-1 finds the zone. Up and in. Fastball. Perfect location. Count is even 2-2. Sharrard taking his time out of the box, making sure he's got his approach right. Stands back in the box, awaits the 2-2. Stanley takes a step back, delivers the pitch. Ground ball up the middle past Stanley, who athletically got down to the ground to make an attempt. That's a bouncer for a single up the middle. And Sharrard is aboard. Second hit of the day for the team as Mid-Coast gets a runner aboard to start the fourth. Now it'll be Sam Oshawa trying to help his brother out on the mound. That's Joe. And he swings at the first pitch he sees. Sam sends this high in the air towards the right side. Running after it, dives and makes the catch. Wow, another great diving catch by the Mid-Maine River Pigs. This time, it's Tyler Jeffrey with a snag down the first base line, about 160 feet down the line. Jeffrey dives near foul territory to snag out number 1 and keep Sharrard at first base. An amazing catch. And now with 1 out and the runner on first and Sharrard, here's Isaac Hayden. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging back in the first inning. First pitch to him, bounced foul. Foul tipped it off of the right-handed batter's box. And it's an 0-1 count now. Short lead off of first for Sharrard. He's got 2 steals this year. Pitch from Stanley misses down and away. Count is even, 1-1. 1-1 from Stanley. Bounced over towards third. Scooped by Art Kopp after 1 bounce. Throws over to first, and a really nice play to recover by Art Kopp after he bobbled it, making the play in time. And there are 2 down. Sharrard advances to second base. So here comes Brandon Morrell. 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. Runner on second base with 2 down and a foul tip here. Straight back, 0-1 the count. Excuse me, this one, Ethan Berkowitz. Swing and miss by Berkowitz here. Count is 0-2 now. Runner on second. 2 outs, 0-2 count, ground ball. That's going to just get by the glove of the shortstop, Bellows. Runners on the corners now after a single there by Ethan Berkowitz, who's 1 for 2 now. Way to come through in a 2-strike count. Just found the hole between third and short. And a chance to score here for the Mid-Coast Yard Goats. They trail by 8. It is 8-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. And here is Brandon Morrell, who's 0 for 1 with a pop out to third back in the 2nd inning. First pitch to him misses inside. He had to rear out of the way of that. And the count is 1-0. That pitch is down and in, but too far down. 2 balls, no strikes now to Morrell. Bouncer towards third. Off the glove of Art Kopp. Run comes in to score. Throw down to first on the recovery is late. And so it is now 8-1 as Morrell reaches on what'll go down as a fielding error there by Art Kopp. So no RBI for Morrell. Runners on first and second now in an 8-1 ball game. Pitch into Logan Orr, misses down and away. 1-0. Fouled straight back by Orr. 1-1. Stanley gets a swing and miss on an inside fastball up high. And he's ahead in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Logan Orr. Trying to continue this rally. 1-2, misses down and away into the opposite batter's box. Well blocked by Evan Touchette, the catcher. Runners on first and second in Morrell and Berkowitz. Pitch misses well inside. Batter claims it hit him on the inside elbow. And he will take his base. So Orr is hit by a pitch. That's the first hit batsman of the game. And the bases are loaded here with 2 outs. And a prime opportunity for Jordan Daigle. Touchette delivered the ball back to his pitcher Stanley by walking up to him to get a quick word with him. Touchette back in his spot. Daigle awaiting a big pitch. 0 for 1 today with a pop out. Super hot to start the season, a .420 hitter. The first pitch to Daigle misses down and away, ball 1. Well, Mid-Maine ripped up the Mid-Coast defense for 7 runs in the second. It's a 7-run game now as Mid-Coast has gotten one back here. And they're looking for more with the bases loaded and 2 outs. A 2-ball count with no strikes to Jordan Daigle as a pitch misses down away in the dirt again. Stanley delivers the 2-0 now. Daigle watches it miss in the same spot again. 3 balls, no strikes, and in danger of walking in a runner. Drew Stanley started this game very strongly. Had 5 strikeouts through 2 innings, a couple of 1-2-3 innings as well. 3-0 misses, same spot. Walks in a run. RBI for Daigle, his 5th of the year on the walk. And it is 8-2 now. Coming in to score is Ethan Berkowitz. And the lineup turns over to Joe Oshawa, hitting 185 on the season, trying to help out his ledger here, as it is currently 8-2, and he's the starter still in the game pitching for his team. Pops up the first pitch he sees. This should do it for the 4th, and it does. Stanley, the pitcher, makes the catch as it was popped up to him. 2 runs come in to score. Bases jammed up and stranded. 8-2 through 3.5. We go to the bottom of the fourth. After center and the short stop Morale on to out and slider to 3. Mike Booth walking up ball and the right-handed down for 2. RBI second inning rally. This for 2. Runner goes away to third, but second double. Brilliant base running and heads up play by both base runners. Nick Booth with a double. That's his 4th of the season. And all the way down to third base is Marshall. So Logan Orr has had a little bad luck in right field today with a couple of the bounces. Read that play beautifully, just couldn't get to the ball in time. And so now after the double, both runners in scoring position with one out for Kyle Artkop, who singled and scored plus stole a base in the second inning and grounded out to the pitcher back in the second. 1 for 2, his line. The lone guy on the club to hit a home run this year, Nick Booth, coming out for the placed runner. Or excuse me, the placed runner is the wrong word there. That's going to be the courtesy runner. There's a strike in there. Art Kopp took a strike down and in. 0-1 count now. 2 on. Art Kopp checks his swing. Really wanted to take a cut on that curveball that was about shoulder high, but decided against it. He'll get a better pitch, he thinks. 1-1. Missed similar location. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Art Kopp. Just 1 out in the inning. 1 already in on the RBI single by Marshall. 2 more awaiting the result of Art Kopp's at-bat. And it's a hitter's count now as this pitch misses up and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 on, 1 out. Both in scoring position. Art Kopp cuts at this pitch that was down and in. Pops it up just off the netting as it scrapes down in foul territory, and the count runs full. The sun peeking through. Our forecast changes to partly cloudy as the weather gets even hotter into the upper 70s now. Oshawa deals the full count. It bounces. That's ball 4. Bases loaded with 1 out as Art Kopp takes his walk, and he is aboard. Tyler Jeffrey, who tripled in the 3rd inning, gets his chance in the 4th. Singled back in the 2nd. 2 for 2 with 1 RBI today. Jeffrey does not have a home run this season. A big swing and miss, and the ball gets away, and here comes the runner coming home from 3rd. He will score. Marshall scores on a heads-up play, and it is 10-2. Runners on 2nd and 3rd as everybody tagged up on that play. A shot on the ground, past the first baseman, into the glove of the second baseman, thrown from his back, and he can't get it to the plate in time. A run comes in to score. Everybody is safe as Booth is in. 11-2. Jeffrey 3 for 3, picking up an RBI on that sharply hit infield single that really got the defense bent out of shape. Evan Touchette up here with the runners on the corner. Bounces the first pitch he sees to the third baseman, who bobbles it, can't control it. There will be no throw, and the run comes in to score. 12-2. Art Kopp scores. So that'll be a fielding error there for Ethan Berkowitz. And that one dealt low to Scott. 1 ball, no strikes. Popped up. Ranging for it is the center fielder, dropping in between him and second baseman for a single. And the bases are reloaded. Scott 2 for 3 now. This inning, 12-2. And pitch right to Stasser. Takes a high middle. Nice air as he stopped 10 guys and rip 5-4. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Going here, the rift runs, air spinning for these rigs. We are when I'm standing rebel. Then 1, 2, 4, 5, which in for the best gun for the middle. Let's ruin pays 7 points. I dripping pitch on Mayor. It's fourth, and half form of and so boo. I don't have that second his dad in the middle. Feel fence with the table and run out of if you hear one. I'll feel like day is down low. To the way Stanley does it. The post rebounds and then up ground into the earth. I dealt to and one goes and find again. And the ball to and start from bells and down. I think total for Ethan Sharrard. One out, high pop-up. Down the third baseline, not too deep. The third baseman has got it in his glove. Art Kopp makes the catch. 2 away. That'll be Ethan Berkowitz. Berkowitz 1 for 2, singled and scored in his last plate appearance in the 4th. 4-hit batsman. And it's the 3rd of the inning for Stanley, which means that his day should this ruling stand, will be done. Not done overall, but done pitching. So the Pine Tree Baseball League has the rule where if you hit four batters in a game, you will be removed from the game as a pitcher. So Stanley is done on the mound, and Kyle Art Kopp will take over for him, and they'll just switch positions. So Art Kopp coming over from third to pitch for Drew Stanley, whose day ends with the hit by pitch there. So there are now runners at every base as Kyle Art Kopp will warm up. Art Kopp this season comes in with a 3.6 ERA, best ERA on the team, albeit he hasn't pitched very much. Brian Bellows has eaten the majority of innings this season for the Mid-Maine River Pigs, but Art Kopp, in 3 games that he's appeared in, has gone 5 innings and only allowed 2 runs, both of them earned. Hasn't struck out a batter, and he's walked 6, but he hasn't allowed more than a hit. And so, with a sizable lead, the River Pigs will try to work their way through the top of the 5th here. Around 4 seconds into the shortstop is trying to swing it lead by. We are team free for the mix. And I should have lead Washington is single hits. Hanging in full field for singles at the house. On Saturday. The Jackers doing it. If turn the catch is Pitch. Finds the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. Stanley waves and misses, and the righty batting lefty strikes out. And there are 2 away. Here comes Nick Booth for his second at-bat his first plate appearance of the 5th, which had to have been said because he's had multiple plate appearances in the same inning multiple times. They'll check down at second, a fake throw on the disengage by Oshawa, and so Bellows stays at second base with 2 down. Here's Booth. He is 2 for 3 today, doubled in his last plate appearance. Ropes this one down the third base line, but well foul. Booth crushes it deep to left field, all the way to the wall. It is off the base of the wall. It bounces out for a book rule double. And so Booth, who nearly crushed a home run, has his second double of the game. Came into the day with 3 doubles. Now he's got 5. And he drives in Bellows on the play. 14-2 in favor of the River Pigs now. 2 RBIs today for Nick Booth. 6 overall this season. He's 3 for 4 and making a strong case for a player of the game nod. Kyle Artkop now crushed it left field, but well foul. That ball was definitely out of here. It was blasted off the bat. And so Booth stays at second. 1 strike on Artkop. A long, loud first strike of the at-bat. 2 down. Artkop takes a strike down and in. And he's in the hole 0-2. Oh, 2 misses well away. Almost outside the opposite batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on second is Booth. 1-2 misses well inside and well high. And the count moves even. Little breeze coming in from left field. Artkop, big swing, big miss, strike 3, inning over. Run comes in to score on the RBI double by Nick Booth. He's 3 for 4 today. It is a 14-2 ball game. 12-run lead for Mid-Maine. We go to the top of the 6th right after a short break. Welcome back. Evan Sharrard with you here. We got the top of the 6th inning about to get underway as Kyle Artkop is back on the mound for his 2nd inning of work, taking on the bottom of the lineup here. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up, and a ball dealt high and away to Logan Orr. Orr 0 for 1 today, hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. Strike 1 dealt down the middle, 1-1 now. That pitch misses down and away, and that's the 2nd ball of the at-bat. 2 balls and a strike now. Two and one, and now 3-1. Hitters count pitch. Reaches out and fouls it out of play. Full count now. That was fouled off down past the backstop over towards the right side. Full count to Logan Orr. Artkop's pitch is swung on and missed. A strikeout for Kyle Artkop, his 1st of the season. And there's 1 away here. Orr now 0 for 2. Struck out twice in this game. That'll bring up Jordan Daigle. Daigle has been solid today. Drove in a run, if you can say that, on his walk. And takes the ball up high here. 0 for 1 otherwise. And a 1-0 count with nobody on and 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Mid-Maine leading Mid-Coast 14-2. Strike dealt there. 1 ball and a strike. Artkop brings the ball to his mitt. Into his delivery. The pitch popped up and out of play towards the first base side. 1-2 now. Well, Mid-Maine has built their lead with long rallies, 2 of them with 5 or more. 7 runs in the 2nd, 5 of them in the 4th inning, and the others scattered. An eephus pitch by Kyle Artkop just misses high, and the count moves even 2-2. Looking for the 2nd out, Artkop is. 2-2. Daigle watches this one miss well away, and the count runs full as Artkop was trying to throw it harder than he was accurate. As the count moves to 3-2. Nobody on, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The 12-run lead for the Mid-Maine River Pigs. Full count pitch is sent into left center field. Ranging back into the left field gap is Dakota Marshall to make the catch, and there are 2 down. And now it'll be Joe Oshawak. Oshawak is 1 for 2, singled in his first plate appearance and then popped out towards the pitcher in his last one. Bases are empty. First pitch swinging. Oshawak sends it well out of play just towards the left of home plate and past the backstop out of play. 0-1 count now. Drew Stanley started this game, went 3 2/3 innings, and allowed the 2 runs that scored. Struck out 5 in the first 2 innings. So he was strong. Only reason he left this game was because he hit 3 batsmen in the same inning and had 1 hit by pitch before that. 4 hit by pitches for a pitcher in a game, allows them to be taken out as Oshawa takes a big swing there. It's 2 strikes on him now. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Oshawa trying to keep the inning alive in a 12-run ball game. 14-2 Mid-Maine lead. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-2 count. Art Kopp's pitch. Lined into center field. Not much movement down there for Marshall. He makes the catch and retires the side. Bottom 6 we go. 14-2. Mid-Maine trying to add more. We are back. Bottom of the 6th, getting underway. Mid-Maine coming to the bat rack, and it'll be the 6-hole hitter Tyler Jeffrey leading us off. He's been hot, 3 for 3. 2 singles and a triple. 2 RBIs to his name. The first pitch from Joe Oshawa is lined in through the hole past the second baseman's outstretched hand for a base hit. 4 for 4. 3 singles, first pitch swinging. Tyler Jeffrey is on fire. And he's aboard to start the bottom of the 6th. That'll be Evan Touchette. Yet to pick up a hit today. He did reach via the error by the third baseman Ethan Berkowitz back in his last plate appearance. First pitch to him. Big wave and miss. 0-1 count on a pitch down and away. Runner on first is Jeffrey to start the inning. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. 14-2 lead for the Mid-Maine River Pigs over the Mid-Coast Yard Goats. And the 0-1 misses up and in on a pitch that didn't break. 1 ball, 1 strike. Touchette takes a breaker well high in the middle of the zone horizontally. 2 balls, 1 strike. Touchette takes one for a strike, low and away. Perfect location, and the count is even. Double play in order. Jeffrey, the runner on first base with 1 steal this season. Hasn't tried to take one this game. Bouncer, that is foul down the third base line as the third baseman Berkowitz gets it back to his pitcher as he'll try to put away Touchette here. He'll do the 2-2 again. Oshawak's 2-2. Misses well away. The count's run full. Here comes the 3-2. Touchette gets under it more than he hits it far, but this could become trouble, and it will. The shortstop outstretched for it. Morrell could make the catch, and it is a bloop single. First hit of the day for Touchette. He's now 1 for 4. Runners on first and second here. Nobody out. And Ryan Scott, who's 2 for 3 today, will stand in. He singled in the 4th. Bottom of the 6th, first 2 runners have reached via singles. 14-2 lead for the team batting. That's the Mid-Maine River Pigs. If they lead by this margin, 12 or more, after the end of the next frame, the game will end short because of a run rule, and Mid-Maine would get the win in their 3rd to last regular season game. A strike dealt down and in. Scott trying to come through. Tack a couple more on. 2 on, nobody out. Scott bounces it up the middle and through. Staying put at third base is Jeffrey, and they go station to station. Bases loaded, nobody out. Back-to-back-to-back singles. 3 hits on the day for Ryan Scott. He's 3 for 4, and that leads to Justin Staggs. Young bat boy, about 3'4", grabs the bat and brings it back to the dugout. And now Staggs begins his at-bat. He swings at the first pitch he sees and sends it into shallow center field. That ball's going to be caught out there by Daigle. Nobody tags up. And a good throw out there from shallow center to make sure it stays that way. Bases remain loaded. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Justin Staggs' pop-out. Jay Jeffrey, the 10th man in the lineup, batting now. 0 for 2 with a walk. He popped out. Grounded out unassisted to first base to end the 4th. In the 6th with 1 out and the bases loaded. Infield playing slightly in. A foul tip off of the ground. 0-1 is how the count starts to Jeffrey. His brother Tyler's been on fire. He led off this inning with a single. This is his 3rd single of the game. 4 for 4 today, including his 3rd triple of the season. Leads the team. 0-1. Good take, but Jay Jeffrey takes a strike. Down and away. 0-2. In the driver's seat is Oshawa. Wants to strand him loaded. Double play is in order with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch misses up and away, and the count is 1-2. No runs have come to pass yet, despite 3 straight singles. And a pop-out. Jeffrey turned his head away. And luckily for him, it missed up and in, and the count is 2-2. 14-2 the score. Mid-Maine running away with it, trying to put away Mid-Coast Yard Goats. 2-2, misses away from 0-2 to full. Jay Jeffrey hasn't hit a home run yet this season, nor has he even hit one for extra bases. Could be a big moment for him. Full count pitch. Oshawa deals. Jeffrey fouls it off down the first base line on the ground. And jogging after that one will be Justin Staggs. Instead, he'll get a pickup from his opponent, right fielder Logan Orr, who tosses it to him underhanded. And the baseball returns to the infield as it's tossed by Jeffrey towards the first baseman Sharrard and back to the pitcher Oshawa, who now has the ball in his pitching hand. Full count, bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch. Jeffrey bounces it on the infield towards third. Throw comes home, force out there. Fired over to first, up high. They don't get the tag at the plate. The throw down to the home plate is late and safe is Touchette. Heads up base running, 15-2. As they get the out at home plate initially, the runner from second, which was Touchette, then watched the play develop. The throw was high to the first baseman Sharrard from the catcher Hayden. And so Touchette scores. And Jeffrey reaches on a fielder's choice. Here's Brian Bellows. Bounces this one off the netting, foul straight back 0-1 the count. He's got 3 hits today, 3 for 4. Scored each time he's gotten on base. Also has an RBI, 6 on the season now for him. Runners on first and second in Jeffrey and Scott. 2 outs. 15-2 the score. Bellows bounces it up the middle towards second. Second baseman Morrell has trouble with it, never gets the throw, tosses his glove, and the bases are loaded. Another fielding error. It's been hard to keep track at times with not only how quick the game has moved, but how quickly the chaos has developed. So the bases are reloaded. And a 15-2 game with 2 outs. And here is Dakota Marshall. 3 for 4 with 3 singles and 3 RBIs today. Big swing at the first pitch. That wasn't close. Oshawa fooled him on that one. 0-1 the count. Last time up, Marshall popped out. That was in the 5th. Here we are in the bottom of the 6th. Mid-Maine having one of their best offensive days of the season. Putting up 15 runs, only allowing 2 so far. Bounced it foul into the home side dugout down the third base line, and behind in the count is Marshall. It's 0-2. Well, Oshawa came into the day 1-2 with a 9.09 ERA, and he has not helped out his cause today. Pitch misses down and in on a breaker. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Seven runs in the second, 5 runs in the fourth. Another one here as this one's fouled off down the first base line. And the at-bat stays going. 1-2 still to count to Marshall with the bases loaded. Scoring started in that second inning. 1 more in the third, then 5 in the fourth, another in the fifth, and another here in the sixth. They've scored in all but the first inning, Mid-Maine has. And Mid-Coast trying to get their last chance here to get back in it. 13-run game, and this is fouled off, then back netting as Marshall continues to battle in a 1-2 count. Should it reach him, Drew Stanley is on deck. He batted left-handed in his last at-bat. One, two, bases loaded, 2 outs. Bounced back to the pitcher, Oshawott. Over to first in time. That will do it for the 6th inning. Last chance for the Mid-Coast Yard Goats. They need to cut the lead down to 11 at a minimum to keep the game going, as the run rule would be in order. Top 7th. Here we go. 15-2, Mid-Maine. Welcome back. Want to make a correction. It is 15-3. 15-3. So that last run that Mid-Maine picked up in the 6th was huge, because that got them to the 12-run mark that's necessary for the run rule to be instituted. The run rule in the Pine Tree League is 12 runs after 7 innings, which means with Mid-Maine holding a 12-run lead, 15-3, if they get through this half inning without allowing a run, the game will be called and Mid-Maine will be the victors. Both these teams will be making the playoffs. The Mid-Coast Yard Goats 4-11, the 15 seed. And Mid-Maine right now the 10 seed, playing their final home game of the regular season. Should they have more playoff games, those playoffs will start on the 15th of August. And should they host any of those games, those will be later in the month. Everything will be wrapped up within the next couple of weeks as the season winds down in the Pine Tree League. Evan Sharrard with you here. Thanks so much for joining me and sticking with us through the technical difficulties that are the Wi-Fi here, and a long offensive showcase that the Mid-Maine River Pigs have put up. So, we're about to get back underway. Kyle Artkopp back on the hill, infield, putting their gloves together, getting ready to play some defense and try to end this thing. 10-1-2 men due up for the Yard Goats with 3 outs and 1 run that they need to get in that time. Ethan Booty taking his second at-bat of the game. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out towards short back in the 5th. Here he is in the 7th. 15-3 to score. Mid-Maine leading it. Artkopp pitching, and that's strike 1. Middle cut and away. The 0-1. Hit him. Booty is aboard. 5th hit batsman of the day as a pitching staff for the River Pigs. That's how Drew Stanley's day ended. He hit 4 guys. And number 4 hits his first guy. So Booty is aboard. He does have a steal this season. Standing at first base, nobody out, and Cameron Morrell, the second batter of the inning, steps up. They just have to deliver one to the plate to keep this game going. It is a 12-run game. The run rule is 12 runs after 7. We are in the top of the 7th. First pitch from Art Kopp to Morrell misses away, and Cameron Morrell's in a 1-0 count. Cameron Morrell, 0 for 2 today, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. And that actually gave him an RBI, his tally up to 12 this season. That pitch misses away by Art Kopp. And so Cameron Morrell in a 2-0 count with 1 on at first. The 2-0 from Art Kopp. Misses up and in, and quickly it's 3-0. It's exactly what the Mid-Coast Yard Goats want, is to just work these at-bats as long as they can. Take till 2 strikes. Get the next man up with another guy on base. 3-0 misses well high. And the bases have men at first and second with a hit by pitch and a walk. Booty on second base. Cameron Morrell on first base. And now Ethan Sharrard, who is 2 for 3 today, with an RBI double in his last at-bat, leading the league in doubles now. A double would keep his team in this one for at least another inning. That pitch misses inside. That's 5 straight balls dealt from Kyle Art Kopp. 15-3 game. Top of the 7th, no outs. Runners on first and second. The pitch to Sharrard is bounced foul towards the backstop on the left side. Umpire calls time. Makes the play over there to get it back in his hand and resets the count there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ethan Sharrard, who has been the best hitter for this club. Not only today, but all season long, batting nearly 400. Coming into today with a 372 average. 1-1. Here's the pitch from Art Kopp. Lined into the gap. That should extend the game. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Looking at double number 8 as 1 run comes in to score. The trailer will come in with ease as well. A stand-up double to keep the hopes alive today for the Yard Goats. 15-5. 2 RBIs for Ethan Sharrard on the play. And he's 3 for 5. 12 RBIs on the season now. Both runs are in. The game will continue. And a ball is dealt to Sam Oshawa, the 3-hole hitter today. Hitless today. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th. That was his last plate appearance. Standing on second with nobody out is Sharrard. That ball blasted into left center. Going over and making the catch is Marshall. And he will keep Sharrard at second base. Nice track down there by Dakota Marshall, the center fielder, for out number 1. Now it's going to be Isaac Hayden cleaning up today, and 0 for 3. Popped out to the third baseman in his last plate appearance in the 5th. 1 out, 1 on, 2 in. 15-5. Mid-Maine ahead of Mid-Coast. Mid-Coast batting as the ball gets away, heading to 3. Cutting 3 is the catcher Touchette. The ball gets away, but fortunately for the Mid-Maine River Pigs, Justin Staggs backed up the play well in left field and kept the runner in Sharrard at bay. So Hayden can drive in the 6th run of the ball game and the 3rd run of the inning for the Mid-Coast Yard Goats, if he can get the man who's 90 feet away in any way possible. Hayden loops it, but foul down the third baseline. Made sharp, hard contact on a bullet. Just couldn't keep it fair. A strike on him now. 0-1. Standing at third is Sharrard. 1 out. 15-5. In favor of Mid-Maine. Art Kopp deals a ball and the count's 1-1. Due up is Berkowitz. Art Kopp delivers. The 1-1 misses down low on a fastball. Touchette did a good job to block it. The count moves to 2-1. It's been an offensive showcase for one side and offense waking up for the other. That other being Mid-Coast. Swing and miss on a pitch down in the zone. And the count is 2-2 after the fastball waved right by him. Hayden trying to keep this at-bat alive and deliver another run. 6th run of the day for Mid-Coast stands down at third base. Should he come in? 2-2. A swing and miss by Hayden, who flings his bat towards the on-deck circle as he strikes out swinging. His second K of the day. Second K of the day for the pitcher Art Kopp as well. 7 overall as a staff. Now here comes Ethan Berkowitz. Berkowitz singled in the 4th, was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. 1 for 2 today. Takes a strike down and away. Two runs have come in to pass on the second double of the day by Ethan Sharrard. He's currently responsible for keeping this game alive. A sidewind pitch from Art Kopp finds the zone, and the count is now 0-2. 0-2 count with a runner on third. Another sidewind pitch that misses well high, and Art Kopp might go back to his regular delivery after missing that one. Having a little banter with Sharrard, who stands at third base, giving a chuckle. He goes back to the regular delivery, gets away from Touchette, loses his mask quickly, and gets to the ball in time to keep Sharrard at bay. He stays at third. Count is 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third, and there's back-to-back strikeouts. That retires the side. We are through 6.5, bottom 7 coming up. 15-5, Ethan Sharrard keeps us alive as this game continues. He's got 3 RBIs today, drove in 2 in the inning. 15-5, Mid-Maine coming to bat. They lead it. We are back. Drew Stanley batting with his proper hand this time. In the 5th inning, he tried his hand at batting lefty. He's not a switch hitter by any means. Started today pitching, pitched pretty well. Only allowed 2, struck out 5 in 3 2/3 innings of work. And with the bat in his hands today, has not recorded a hit, did get on base, but he's 0 for 4. Reached on an error back in the 2nd. Here he is in the bottom of the 7th as a leadoff hitter and a 1-0 count as the pitch bounces and gets away from the dirt, low and in. 1-0. Right down the plate for strike 1. And Joe Ashawak has pitched this whole thing so far. In his 7th inning of work so far. He has allowed the 15 runs to come in. Not all of them earned. Plenty of errors out there defensively. 11 a.m. local time. This game just at 2 hours exactly. That ball smoked. Tracking it well and making the catch out there is the left fielder, Ethan Booty. And there's one down. 0 for 5 now is Stanley. He's made strong contact twice. He's lined out to left like that twice. Bookends for him in the first and in the 7th. And now is the cleanup hitter, Nick Booth. 3 for 4 today. 2 doubles and a single. 2 RBIs on his total as well. Booth takes a strike down the plate. 0-1. Oshawa back to work. He delivers, and Booth lines it past the shortstop for a single. And the center fielder, Daigle, gets to it and brings it into the infield to keep Booth at first base. He is 4 for 5. Now it'll be Kyle Artcop. He's got a hit to his name today, 1 for 3. Struck out swinging in the 5th. Not a lot of strikeouts overall in this game for the Mid-Maine River Pigs lineup. At a glance, looks like they've just had 3 of them. There's a big swing and miss by Artcop on the first pitch, behind 0-1. The lead is 15-5 in favor of the River Pigs. Artcop quickly behind 0-2 as he takes 2 big cuts. There is 1 out in the inning. Nick Booth stands on first base after singling. 0-2 to Artcop, popped up and off the top of the netting, straight back for a foul ball. They'll do it again. Oh, 2 again, Artcop. Takes strike 3, up and in. First strikeout look into the ball game, and there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Tyler Jeffrey. He's recorded a hit in every plate appearance. He's got the number on his back, 44. You put a little slash line in between, and you've got his total today, 4 for 4. Single, triple, single, single. And now another. As that ball is roped down the left field line and it just gets by the third baseman's head, it's going to be another double. He is 5 for 5 as the throw came in late to third base. Booth is over there at third. And a double for Jeffrey, and excuse me, that's his first double of the game. He is now a home run shy of the cycle. So 3 singles, a triple, and a double to his name, having the game of the season for him so far. And with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, here is Evan Touchette. Takes a strike, low and in. The 0-1. Touchette looks at one just high as it found its location horizontally in. 1 ball, 1 strike to Evan Touchette, who picked up a single and scored a run in the 6th inning. That was his last plate appearance. Overall, he is 1 for 4 today with an RBI and a single. RBI came on a ground out in the 3rd. He waves at one that was well out of the zone, just wanted to make contact, see if he could loop it into the opposite field down the first baseline, but instead it's a foul ball off of the netting that way, and the count is 1-2. Both runners in scoring position with 2 outs. The 2-strike pitch from Ashawak is fouled off as umpire calls time. Touchette steps out of the box, does his batting routine, takes a practice swing. Right foot in first, left foot in. Offset feet, bent knees, ready to go. 1-2 again. Pitch misses well high. Count is even, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the 7th. Number off the end of the bat towards the pitcher, over to first. Oshawa makes the play. He's done that to end innings 3 times today. We're through 7. Top 8 we go. The score stands at 15-5. Mid-Maine leads it, and Mid-Coast getting a chance to get back in it. Just about ready to go. Top of the 8th. Evan Sharrard with you here from Colby College's baseball field on a beautiful early August Sunday morning, near in the afternoon, 6 minutes into the hour, 2 hours and 6 minutes into this ball game. As Mid-Maine is 6 outs away, should the score stand, from moving to 500 at 7-7, and Mid-Coast would drop to 4-12. It's a 15-5 game in favor of the Mid-Maine River Pigs. No home runs in this game, but a triple, couple of doubles for both sides. And the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up in the form of Brandon Morrell, Logan Orr, and Jordan Daigle. First pitch misses, ball 1 to Morrell. Last plate appearance, Morrell unassisted ground out towards second base, and a force at second with the bases loaded ended the inning. Hitless today. 1-0 misses inside from Art Kopp, and the count is 2-0. Art Kopp came into this game relieving Drew Stanley, who hit four batsmen, which is an auto removal in the Pine Tree League. But before that, this one misses well away. 3-0 count on a fastball that was down and away. But before that, Stanley pitched a dandy, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walked 1, and struck out 5. 3-0 count now to the leadoff hitter, Brandon Morrell. And he takes a strike. Excuse me, Ethan Berkowitz due up right now. Or no, it is Morrell, but he's wearing, excuse me, I've got myself all out of whack. There's a bouncer towards first. Morrell is put out right on that play. So Brandon Morrell put away. He is 0 for 4 now, and now it'll be Logan Orr, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts swinging and a hit by pitch. He did strike out in his last plate appearance in the 5th. And now in the 8th with 1 down and nobody on, he takes ball 1 up and away. Mid-Maine leading Mid-Coast 15-5. Here comes the 1-0. Art Kopp delivers it and just finds the strike zone up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Now the 1-1. Art Kopp delivers and finds the strike zone. And that will do it for the at-bat. A strikeout looking. 2 away. And 4 strikeouts for Art Kopp today, after he did not have 1. Now here comes Jordan Daigle. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 8th. A big swing and miss by Daigle, and he's behind 0-1. Daigle 0 for 2, popped out to center in his last at-bat in the 6th. He's also walked today and drove in a run on that. 0-1 from Art Kopp. Lined, now bouncing. On the ground, Bellows. The shortstop makes the throw over to first. A bounce and a scoop by Booth. In time for the out. 1, 2, 3, they go in the 8th. We go bottom 8 in a 15-5 game. Mid-Maine trying to tack on even more. Welcome back. The Mid-Maine River Pigs lead this matchup between them and the Mid-Coast Yard Goats 15-5. If they score 2 in this inning, it'll be all over. So a walk-off is possible with the run rule in effect. Run rule in Pine Tree Baseball is 12 runs after 7 innings. They lead by 10. Ryan Scott takes his cuts now for the 5th time today. 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Due up after him will be Justin Staggs and Jay Jeffrey. Bottom of the order. Trying to go all 8 innings that have been pitched so far for the Yard Goats is Joe Ashawak. He is behind in the count 1-0 as he deals one down low. Bounce right back to Ashawak. Bounces off of his glove. Gets to it in time and throws out Scott for out number 1 of the bottom of the 8th. Scott now 3 for 5. And here comes Justin Staggs. Justin Staggs is 1 for 3. Last at bat, popped out to center. His hit was a single way back in the 2nd inning rally where Mid-Maine opened up a 7-run lead. Two big innings in this game. Foul tipped by Staggs, 0-1 the count. 7 runs in the 2nd, 5 runs in the 4th. Pitch misses down low and away, and the count is even. One. And breaker misses up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one from Ashawak. Bounced on the ground towards the shortstop. Morrell gets it in his glove. Hard throw to first. Just in time, a remarkable throw. Accuracy and power personified by Cameron Morrell. And there are 2 away. Now it'll be Jay Jeffrey trying to get into the hitters category with a hit. 33 is 0 for 3. Walked and scored in the 2nd. And grounded into a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. His brother Tyler, 5 for 5 day. 3 singles, a double, and a triple today, including 2 RBIs. Jay in a 1-0 count as the ball misses down and away. Now this one he chops at. Shortstop barehands it. Morrell makes the throw. Amazing! Cameron Morrell back-to-back incredible 6-3 putouts to end the frame. Last chance for the Mid-Coast Yard Goats. We go top 9, 15-5. Top 9. Mid-Coast 5, Mid-Maine 15. Mid-Coast coming to bat. Mid-Maine hosting them, which means this could be all she wrote should they make 3 outs before they pick up 10 runs. Joe Ashawak, who's pitched all 8 innings of work for Mid-Coast, leads off the inning, taking on Kyle Artkop, who came in for the last out of the 4th inning and has pitched every since. The first pitch swung on and sent off of the stands, just behind home plate, slightly over towards the first base side. And so a foul ball, strike one to Joe Oshawa. 1 for 3 today with a single all the way back in the second. Fouls this one off, and it's 0-2. Off the netting towards the first base side. Lined out to center in his last at-bat. Oshawa represents one of the last 3 outs of the game. Unless Midcoast can make a roaring 10-run comeback. The 0-2. Oshawa lines it into the glove of Ryan Scott, the second baseman. 1 down. A brilliant hop and timing catch by Ryan Scott to retire the first batter of the 9th. 2 outs left for Midcoast, and Ethan Booty up for his third plate appearance. 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and scored in his last at-bat. The first pitch to him. Booty fouls it off the netting towards the first base side. Due up is Cameron Morrell, who made 2 nifty plays at short to get the second and third outs of the bottom of the 7th inning. A barehanded grab, and then an excellent throw and catch with power. Foul tipped straight back, and 2 strikes now on Ethan Booty. Evan Touchette, the catcher for the Mid-Maine River Pigs, gives props to Cameron Morrell as Morrell came over to toss the ball back to him for his plays, and a thank you dealt back. Now an 0-2 to Booty. Art Kopp gets the strikeout swinging, 2 down. 5 strikeouts for Kyle Art Kopp, who's found his swing and miss stuff after a few games he's pitched with no strikeouts and 6 walks. 5 strikeouts today and just 1 walk. Now it's Cameron Morrell. Takes one well up high. Ball 1 to him. Led off today, hasn't gotten a hit. Has scored a run and drove in one on a hit by pitch. Last plate appearance he walked. 0 for 2 overall. That ball misses down and away. Gets by Touchette's glove. And it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Nobody on, 2 outs. Top of the 9th, 15-5 lead for the River Pigs as they try to put it away at home here. The 2-0 from Art Kopp. Hangs up and misses the strike zone high. 3 balls, no strikes now. Art Kopp's 3-0 to Morrell. Misses high, that's ball 4. And so 2 straight walks in the ledger for Morrell. He walked in the 7th, now he's walked in the 8th. And he's aboard here with 2 outs at first base for Ethan Sharrard, who's been having a heck of a game himself. 2 doubles, he's the guy that kept the game alive back in the 7th inning when his team trailed by 12. He drove in 2 runs to make it a 10-run ball game. That's where we stand. It's 15-5. Now that sort of heroics are impossible here. He needs to get the line really going. Do nearly the impossible. Come back from 10 down with 2 outs in the inning and only 1 out to go. He fouls this one off of the right side netting, and he's behind in the count 0-1. Runner on first is Morrell with 2 outs. A line shot hit hard, sharply off the netting just above the away side dugout down the first base line. 0-2 now. Art Kopp with the ball in his right hand. Makes his way back to the rubber. Checks over at first. Decides to stick with the man at the plate, Sharrard. Trying to stay alive. Down to their final strike. The 0-2, sidewinded and sent back where it came from. Sharrard says, get that out of here. That one will go all the way to the wall. Overrunning it was Marshall. It's going to be the third double of the game for Sharrard as the run will come in to score, going first to home. And it is 15-6. What a day for Ethan Sharrard. And if they can't make this incredible comeback, they can hang their hats on a 3-hit, 3-double, 4 RBI game for Ethan Sharrard. What a morning for him. And so now it'll be Sam Oshawa. He'll represent the final out of the game. 15-6 on the RBI double by Sharrard. He stands at second. First pitch from Art Kopp. Foul tip straight back. 0-1 the count. Oshawa is hitless today. Flew out to center field in the 7th. That was his last plate appearance. The only time he got on base was in the previous appearance before that in the 5th, where he was hit by a pitch and got stranded at second base. Before that, a pop out to right and a strikeout swinging in the 1st. Sidewind pitch from Art Kopp well high, and that one misses. 1-1. Art Kopp switching his arm angle here. He does have a sizable lead, but he also has to focus on getting the outs. 1-1. Art Kopp with his regular delivery misses well away into the opposite batter's box. The pitch goes and finds the catcher's mitt, or more so, Touchette with his mitt found the ball, and it's 2 balls, no strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second in Sharrard. That pitch nearly grazed him. Got out of the way of it, Ashwalk did, and as it's a wild pitch, running down to third base is Sharrard, and Touchette able to keep him there as he gets the ball in time. Hitters count now for Sam Oshawa in a 15-6 game. Last out in the 9th. A strike, low and away, count is full. Oshawa asking where that one landed, whether it was perfect or close. Last strike. Art Kopp gets him to foul it off, and Touchette wanted to make a diving catch, but he was unable to get there in time, and the count remains full as it was fouled off the netting, but just barely straight back. Runner on third base is Ethan Sharrard. He doubled in a run in this inning. He's had a heck of a game. 4 RBIs and 3 doubles in this one, but his team trails by 9. And that is how it'll stay. A strikeout looking. 15-6, the final this morning. Mid-Maine wins it, and it was a clubbing of the Mid-Coast Yard Goats. Mid-Maine took advantage of poor infield fielding in the mid-goings of this game. Put up 7 in the 2nd inning. Put up 5 in the 4th. They didn't need many more after that, but they got 2 more. Or excuse me, they got 1 more in the 5th, another in the 6th, and then nothing the rest of the way. The game ends on a strikeout looking, and now the handshake line, Mid-Maine 7-7, as they've wrapped up their home games here in Waterville for the regular season, and Mid-Coast drops to 4-12. Final score today, Mid-Maine 15, Mid-Coast 6. I'm Evan Sharrard saying thank you for joining me. Thanks for joining us, listening along. And that will do it for me. 15-6 the final again in favor of the Mid-Maine River Pigs. They ran away with it, and they will go on the road to play their final doubleheader of the season next week at the Central Maine Green Waves in Fairfield. And this was the last regular season game of the season for Mid-Coast, so they'll get geared up for the playoffs as they drop to 4-12. So that's it. 15-6 the final. Mid-Maine wins it here in Waterville. So long.